Recording. Welcome back, guys, to our glorious, epic tale of Revelation space. I'm Trevor.
I'm Kaylee.
And today we're going to be jumping into chapter
32
and a bunch more. First off, we left off with Volyova and saving Curry and Pascal after seeing Sajaki kind of like, everywhere, here and there. He was dead.
He might still be alive.
No, R.I.P. That got gone. And they decide it's time to get out of Dodge because Sunstewart has control over this whole ship and he's experimenting with killing us. So they're like, get to the spider room, which doesn't go as well as get to the chopper, but we can deal with that. And by the way, the spider room is just imagine a spider, and imagine in the center of it, instead of a body, there's like a little room. And it's on 8 legs and crossing the outside of the ship. There was confusion for some people.
So it's not like a room in the ship. It's outside the ship.
It's outside of the ship.
Wow.
It crawls around. It's basically like a little craft.
And Sunstewart can't control that because it's not like part of the ship.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, okay. Just in case there's some people who didn't understand that until just now.
Ain't no way.
Anyway.
They go to the spider room and it switches over to Sylveste, who's gliding along the surface with Sajaki, and they go into the planet through the bridgehead. That's all there is to chapter 32.
Mm. So because Sunstewart is like taken over the ship basically, or like trying to take it over, he's not really good at controlling it, right?
He's working.
He's like learning how to do it, really.
Training wheels.
Yeah, exactly. So they're trying to escape or run away, and then they decide that. Who decides it? Ilya. She was like, you know what? We should defreeze, rewarm,
Defrosting.
reheat the captain, because he would know what to do. Or just kind of like a courtesy thing.
She has a plan too. If the captain's foot fungus, melding plague, maybe that will take over the ship and stop Sunstewart from taking it over. Maybe the virus, because the virus isn't out to get them, it's just a virus. So she's thinking, let's let the captain warm. His fungus will take over the ship and then we won't have to deal with Sunstewart. But they still need to go because that's not good for people in the ship still. Mm-hmm. So she warms him up and she confronts him. She goes, I know who you are. Which is, he's Sajaki, guys. Or, that's at least what she says. She says, because they mentioned that they took a trip to the jugglers, which are like alien algae. And you give them stuff, they give you stuff. And basically, they took a trip and they were never the same after that, the captain and Sajaki. And she posits that the captain overrided Sajaki's brain with his own. I mean, he put himself into Sajaki, so there'd be two of him. So when he got sick, he was still in control through Sajaki's body. And that's why Sajaki didn't want the ship to... They didn't want to heal the captain. Because he's captain and he's already the captain. Like the actual captain. So why would he want his old self back? And, well, now he's dead, so. And when she mentions that the crew's dead, that's the only person the captain cares about. Truly cold-hearted, not a good person.
Not a good captain.
And she warms him back up.
Yeah. Well, at least now we know why Sajaki didn't want to, like what his motives were in the beginning.
Yeah, it puts it into context now.
Mm-hmm. I actually like that part. That part was actually pretty interesting.
The whole time.
Wow. Plot twist.
Volyova escapes, she gets to the shuttle, but she's followed by robots, and she basically decides to throw the switch, the breaker on the ship. It's a command called Palsy, and she does that command, and it basically sends the ship into a seizure, or everything shuts down, and it takes the ship a minute to get its bearings again, but she's already off in the shuttle to go pick up Volyova and Curry, who are in the spider room. Sylveste and Sajaki are going through the planet now. They're making their descent into Cerberus, towards the center.
Finally, not in Cerberus space. Now finally it's
we're in there.
In Cerberus planet, inside.
At least it's not like traveling through space forever.
Yeah.
Or not around Resurgam. You probably forgot about Resurgam.
They probably did.
They just bombed the place and they left. That's all that happened. They bombed the place and dipped. And it went downhill fast. Chapter 34 is a transitional chapter.
Okay, go.
Chapter 34 is a transitional chapter. It basically just takes... Volyova gets the spider room into the shuttle and they escape together, I'm assuming they did.
No, definitely. It's definitely not like a straight line.
Definitely
They're
not,
in space.
Yeah. And Sylveste finally gets to the surface of the planet, past the shell. He gets to the surface, but there's still more exploration to go. And they're scared. They as in Sylveste and Dan are scared.
Redo that part. Sylveste and Sajaki are heading down into the planet, and of course there's like little the fences outside the planets, right? Because they don't want people to come in or anything. And there's just so many things going on. They're getting attacked, and Sajaki takes a hit. And Sajaki.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not that, we know it's not that bad because it's his suit, so whatever. But
he falls down the shaft, and the suit's broken, so it can't sustain itself. Sajaki hits the bottom of the shaft kilometers down and dies, but when Sylveste gets down there, he looks in the suit, and there is no Sajaki.
God, imagine that. You're all heartbroken and scared, and then you look and there's nothing, and you're like, huh?
And it's like, wait a second. How did... So he's the one who had me come down here, but he's not really in there. Mm-hmm. What does this mean?
Yeah.
So he's he knows he's being guided down into this.
Mm-hmm.
But he keeps going.
He's going. It's there must be a reason, What is the reason for all this super intense weaponry?
And it's kind of revealed because Volyova tells what Sunstealer told her. And that Sunstealer is a program sent from the Shrouders, who are actually the Amarantin from Resurgam. They're the advanced civilization. They ran away from the Inhibitors, which tried to kill them all. And they ran and hid themselves in the Shrouds. And now they sent Sunstealer a program inside of Sylveste's head to drive him to go activate the Inhibitor relic, which is inside of the planet. And inside the planet, there's the Inhibitor relic, which is put next to this orb, which we'll get into. But the orb is meant to draw them in, and the Inhibitors place their machine around it for biological people to investigate. So when they activate the relic, the Inhibitors know there's someone that they need to wipe out. And so the Shrouders are already hiding from the Inhibitors, and so they sent Sunstealer to make Sylveste go in there, activate the relic, to see if the Inhibitors are still around. Because if they're still around, they'll wipe out humanity, and the Shrouders will know not to come out. If the relic does nothing, well, then they can come out anyways.
I'm confused. So, Inhibitors bad.
Inhibitors are wiping out everything.
Sunstealer wants the Inhibitors.
He wants to see if the Inhibitors are still around. because the Shrouders are locked in their shrouds, safe from the inhibitors, and they want to emerge from the shrouds, but they won't if they know the inhibitors are still around. So they need someone to go poke it, basically. To poke the bear to see if the bear is still alive. And the inhibitors are that bear. Sylveste is the guy that gets sent to poke it.
So Sunstealer went through all this trouble just to find somebody to poke it.
Yeah, Sunstealer is like a program too.
Yeah.
He's not an actual Shrouder. He's based on the old Sunstealer. It comes together.
What?
He's based on the old Sunstealer that was the one that they found in the temple. Remember?
Yeah.
He's based on that. He's a program.
So Sunstealer was a real dude one time.
One time, but this is just a replica of him.
Wait, what was Sunstealer?
He was just like the leader, their ancient leader.
That's crazy. How did he die?
And it was a long time ago, so he could have died of old age.
Oh, that's crazy.
This is just a replica, and this is a program. I didn't catch that when I read it the first time.
Obviously, I didn't either.
Yeah, I had to actually get someone to tell me that he was a program. But it says it plainly in the book, but I missed it.
So the real Sunstealer wasn't there all along.
He is the real Sunstealer now.
Anyway, Wells.